Not gonna lie, this is the fourth take of this commentary for this particular video. So got a piece of scrap, a pine cone, and a plastic cup, and decided to do a dipping project. So I've seen some other YouTubers out there, Ben Works on YouTube, and Nick Zametti also does some of these projects as well, and just decided, you know what, I'm gonna get into the dipping game. So went ahead, got me a pine cone, some scrap, and have basically just started to create a resin casting of a pine cone. And overall, project went really well. Put it in the pressure pot, used some East Coast resin on this particular project, and everything, at least initially, turned out really well. So getting it out of the plastic cup wasn't an issue, didn't have any bubbles, didn't have any stick. It was like the perfect casting. So I was super excited once the casting came out really well. So we got it on the chuck, got a death grip on it, and now we're just basically working it into the mold that I wanted. So I wanted to initially do an egg, but I didn't have enough material to where I felt comfortable enough doing that. So the goal was to make like just a basic paperweight using the pine cone, and right here what we're doing is just creating that nice dome shape over the resin. And for some reason I had a lot of shavings on this one, which we absolutely love. That just means that you're turning the wood or the epoxy the way it needs to, which is a really good sign. But once I made a tannin on that portion of it, then I was ready to go ahead and reverse it and make another tannin on the opposite end. Because what I didn't want to have happen was, you know, the classic thing that happens on my channel all of the time, which are things flying off the lathe. So once we did that, got all these shavings kind of just out of the way, made another tannin on the reverse end of it. And I think the reason why we had so many tangles in this one was because the actual object of itself is so small that the only way to actually do this properly would be to, you know, stop every 15 seconds to get all these shavings off. So here we are in the final form. Basically, we're just making that round top, which overall went relatively well. The only thing I hated about this particular project was the fact that I kept on getting these shavings that kept dangling around the piece. So that was kind of annoying to have to kind of start, stop, start, stop. But, you know, I guess it's better than it shattering everywhere, as many projects as I've had do that. But had some good shavings on it, and now pretty much got it to the shape that I want. And this is kind of my favorite part, is just rounding out that edge on that nose cone. That's probably my favorite and most terrifying part of doing these kinds of projects, because I'm so terrified of just absolutely ruining this beautiful project with just one simple stroke. And you can see everything's nice and even. Everything's nice and clear, and we're just basically evening out the bottom of this little cone dome thing that we got here. So that went really well, and there's those shavings again. So just getting everything rounded out nice and even, which was great. So once we got that all finished, next thing to do is stupid sanding. So we went from 320 grit all the way up to 1500, and then we hit it again with a micro mesh. But everything relatively smooth up into this point. And the good thing about this particular project was there was enough resin around it to where we didn't even get into chipping any of the pine cone. Everything was all resin the whole time. And you can see that nice shine that it's got on it right now. Absolutely beautiful. And the resin is very clear and translucent, which is what you want to see on these particular projects. And it had a lot of positive reactions on my Instagram and TikTok about this particular project, and I was really proud of it. If you saw my Master Chief dip, it did not turn out exactly the way I want, so I was really happy with the way this particular project turned out, and you can see how clear that looks. So here we are in the setting sun, West Texas, and absolutely gorgeous, just absolutely beautiful. And I'll be doing a lot more of these projects. I've actually got some other casts that are ready to go. I just have to get them on the lathe and turned down. But overall, not bad. Totally improving on this channel, which is what we want to see. So hope you liked the project. Hope you were inspired to go and try doing something like this yourself. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next project. So peace out. Alright, so project is done. This thing turned out amazing. As you saw from the reveal just like seconds before this. Wow, look at that thing, man. So I want to start dipping more stuff in resin because this stuff, it looks absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. You can see that pine cone. It's just a paperweight, that's all it is. And wow, resin turned great. I used East Coast resin on this particular project and really happy the way it is. Just a dome-shaped egg. And I really didn't think I was going to have enough material to do what I wanted with it, but wow, this thing just looks fantastic. So best dip thing I've done so far. Way better than that Master Chief that I did. But wow, just look at that. Gorgeous. So I hope you liked the project. Something different, not a bowl, but just using resin in a lathe. Turned out absolutely fabulous. So really hope you liked the project. I enjoyed making it. Something simple, but something absolutely beautiful. So don't forget to subscribe. Button's right there. And I'll see you guys in the next project. All right, bye guys.